The Nothing But Niners crew is back, man. We are here to bring some fun to you guys, man. Had to get my little angles right and everything over here, okay? Guys, man, the San Francisco 49ers are off to a hot start. They are 2-0. There's some ups and downs. There's some roster additions, some subtractions to the roster, some people put on IR and all that. We're going to get to all of that. But before we do, we want to thank you guys for checking us out here on the YouTube page. If this is your first time here, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, all right? It's also important that you guys turn on the notifications. Every time we do a random show or even a scheduled show, you'll know before we hit start. So it's very, very important that you guys turn on those notifications. Give us those thumbs up also, okay? Make sure you guys check out the website. It is www.nothingbutniners.com. That's spelled all the way out. That's going to be your one-stop shop for everything 49ers and everything that we, the Nothing But Niners crew, bring to you guys, okay? Make sure that when you guys are there, you see our social media pages, our Twitter and our Snapchat are Nothing But 9ERS. So make sure you give us follows over there. And also hit us up on our Instagram as well as our Facebook. It is Nothing But Niners, spelled all the way out. We also have a fan page for you guys on the website. There you can send us your game day attire. You can send us stuff in your jerseys, your pets. If you got Niner pets, man, I want to see them. Send me some pictures of these dogs, okay? So we can put them up on the website. You can send those pictures to the email address. It is nbniners@nothingbutniners.com. So nbniners@nothingbutniners.com, guys. All right. I am 49ers Mike _NFL. And my man Nick is here. He is 49er Faithful 365. What's up, kid?
Bang, bang, bang. Niner gang. What's up, baby?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yo, man, we're up. We're hot. We're 2-0. We're bringing it home. The fans are bringing the energy. Nick,
yo,
how you feeling, man?
Bro, I've been told so much that if the Niners win again this week, I can't not go to any games. So I've been getting messages in my DMs, on Twitter, on Snapchat, all over the place. Nick, hashtag Nick Good Luck Charm. It ain't me, guys. This team is just firing on all cylinders right now. You can see the progression from week 1 to week 2. You've seen the difference in Jimmy from week 1 to week 2. You've seen a difference in the run game from week 1 to week 2. The defense is still there, averaging, 2 takeovers a game, I guess, averaging out right now. I know it was only 1 last game, but still, man.
We're averaging 2 takeaways a game. We're averaging 1 pick six a game. We're averaging, 3 or 4 sacks a game. The Niners are rolling on the defensive side of the ball. And here's the best part, man. In 2 games, we've put up, 72 points? 72 points, guys. That is insane. Averaging 36 points a game right now. Yeah. The Niners are on fire.
And only giving up, 34 points total.
Total, 17 points a game.
Yeah.
The Niners are on fire. They're clicking on all cylinders, and we're just getting started. The thing I like the most about all of this, Nick, is that when you hear the players, when you watch the interviews and the mic'd up and things like that, when you see them in the ride-alongs and all, what are they saying? We're good, but there's so much. We could be so much better. And I truly believe it because I see what they're talking about.
Bro, it's crazy, man. You listen to the mic'd up and, you hear how these guys are all talking about how these away games are home games, that the faithful have traveled really, really well, which firsthand I've seen, amazing. But they're also, when they're asked, what game are you most excited about this year? And it's the next game. The next game. We can be so much better. Yes, we've had, we've done this on offense and we've done this on defense and we've done this on special teams, but there are still ways to improve. So, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I love the energy that this team has. And it's not even, it's just about energy. It's more so about themselves. The team, I don't want to say themselves. They don't care who's carrying the rock more. They don't care who's getting the passes. They don't care who's getting the touchdowns. They don't care if the defense is doing, if this player does such a good thing. They don't care about any of that. They're literally about winning and doing it together. And you've heard George Kittle say it. You've heard Matt Breida say it. You've heard Raheem Mostert say it. You've heard Richard Sherman say it. You've heard Fred Warner say it. You've heard Quan say it. This team just seems like a whole different. It seems like you sat your child down in the corner and said, "This is the way things are going to go, and this is what we need to do." And it's like, you open the gate again and let them up out of timeout, and it's bam. That's the way it is. And I'm just super stoked about this team, man. I just really feel like they can win every game.
And I think they feel that way, and the best thing is like they're also humble with it at the same time. It's not like this cocky attitude, Richard Sherman put out this video. It's like a little clip that's floating around on Twitter, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna get these W's. We're not gonna do a lot of smack talking. We're gonna be humble, but you watch. We're gonna get these W's." And like that's it. It's time to let the pads do the talking, and the 49ers finally have the roster to do it. Shanahan said that we can overcome some injuries. Well, we tested that theory out right away, right? We lost 2 of our starting running backs, gone right away. We have lost Trent Taylor, Jalen Hurd. We've lost, a number of other players, and we're still 2-0, man. And like I said, improving every day. It's damn exciting, man.
It's super exciting, man. It's super exciting. It's just crazy, man. I just have this crazy feeling that, like you said, it's just, you heard Richard Sherman say, I know you guys are all out there excited and, at the bar and doing this and doing that and things like that, but stay humble. And that's really how I'm at right now. I'm being humble. The last time we started 2-0 was 2012, right? So this is a good start for us. And these are games that we both predicted in our predictions that you need to win. We need to win this first half of the season to be in competition coming towards the end of the season to make a playoff run. And do I think we're a Super Bowl contender right now? I'm not that much of a homer. I'm not going to say yes because there is so much that could happen. It's only 2 games. You got to keep taking it week by week. You got to be able to sit down, evaluate, get better, and make things better each week, week in and week out.
Absolutely, man. So there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of enthusiasm, and I'm hoping to see that enthusiasm continue, man. We're going to get out here. The Nothing But Niners crew is going to be at this home opener. I'm excited to hang out with some of these guys, get to actually meet these guys face to face. We've been doing so much work and cooperation and collaboration with these guys online and in chat rooms and all that, and even on the phones. We've done some videos with them, but sitting down face to face, get to put some flesh to the, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Have a couple of drinks, kick it. And I can't wait to see what other faithful show up out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really something else that I'm looking forward to, man. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
The other thing that we have to take into consideration right now, and I don't think I've seen this in a while, is the Niners are 2-0, the Rams are 2-0, and the Seahawks are 2-0. And it's been a while since I've seen almost an entire division undefeated, right? So the NFC West is good, but it also, I was listening to C. McCarver Jr. on YouTube. Make sure you guys check him out. But he brought up a point too. He said, the Seahawks, I don't think the Seahawks have really, who'd they play? They played Cincinnati and they played
the Steelers, but they lost
the Steelers last week, right? And this week they're playing New Orleans, which is a Drew Brees-less team. So they could easily win another game. Could. Not saying they will, but they could. It's possible. The Rams are playing the Browns. No, not the Browns this week. The Rams are playing
You're right. It is the Browns.
It is the Browns, right? Okay, it's a Thursday night game, right?
Yeah, they played the Panthers, then they played the Saints, and now they're playing the Browns.
The Browns. So that could go either way. But the Rams, they were neck to neck with New Orleans until Drew Brees got hurt.
No, I think you mean the Panthers. It was that the Panthers game was 30-27.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. The Panthers game. The Panthers.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because with that Saints game, it was 9-27. It was nasty.
Yeah. So, but I don't know, man. This is just really interesting to see this division so close right now, and that's why each week is really important because you're neck to neck, tied for first in the division right now, going into week 3. And what's going to help us out also is that week 4 bye is looking better and better for us right now.
Yeah, with all the injuries and all that we've been nursing. When we first saw the schedule, we were like, damn, man, we want a week 8, week 9 bye week. Let's play half of it, give these guys a break in the middle of it, and then go finish strong, right? But then we get all these injuries early in camp. You know what I mean? We get all these injuries super duper early, and it's like, all right, man, I think maybe Trent Taylor might be good in 3 or 4 weeks. Here comes that bye week at week 4. I think maybe Jalen Hurd might be good in 2 or 3 weeks. Here's that bye week in week 4. I think maybe Tevin Coleman might be good in 3 or 4 weeks. bye week in week 4. All of a sudden, that bye week isn't costing us another game without star players. It's actually coming in there right in time, gives us plenty of time to finish practicing, and then boom, we hit the league full force. You know what I mean? Now, I do want to go on record and say I think that the 49ers are about to face their toughest test of the season. I know the 2 road games and all that. I know the heat. I know the humidity. I know the temperature and all that. But I sincerely feel like this could be a trap game. I think it's very easy for the 49er faithful, myself included, as well as the team and the coaches, to overlook the Steelers team. They've been struggling with Ben Roethlisberger. Now they're without him, and everyone's going to be like, oh, man, what? You know what I'm saying? James Conner, he messed up his ankle or something like that. He's questionable for the game. He might not even play. It's very easy to overlook these guys. There's going to be a lot of emotion, a lot of hype, a lot of energy. We've seen a lot of energy turn into false starts, jumping off sides. We've seen how that can counter what this team is going into. And so these are things that I'm concerned with. I really sincerely think this is our toughest test. Not only that, not only everything that I just mentioned, but there's also the thing that you have to think about. We lost Joe Staley. Joe Staley is done for the near future. You know, at 6, 7, maybe 8 weeks, Joe Staley is going to be out. And so this is going to be Skewell's first game starting at left tackle, right? And he looked okay when they put him in there, but here's the difference. We were up so much, we were running the ball. We got to see this guy drop back and try to protect Jimmy Garoppolo, right? The reason I say this is a tough test is because all of that stuff right there, if we don't get this together, if we don't get this right now, we could be in a lot of trouble, and we could see all this momentum and the trajectory that we have suddenly start to either plateau or crash. And so I don't want to see that happen. I think the team has to stay smart. They have to stay strong-minded. We're going to see, guys that I was hating on earlier on in this offseason, and Levine Toilolo. Suddenly that blocking presence on the opposite side of Skewell is going to be helpful now. You know what I mean? So these are things that we have to keep in mind, and the 49ers are making some corresponding moves. I don't know if you want to jump on that or comment on anything I've said, but do you think this is going to be a trap game?
This has everything to be set up as a trap game. It really does. Us as Niner fans, we're all super stoked because obviously we're 2-0. We just won 2 road games. We haven't won on the road. We were 0-8 last year. You go in, you play 2 East Coast games. You win both of those East Coast games in crazy hot weather. You lose some specific players, Tevin Coleman, Joe Staley. You're without Trent Taylor, without Jalen Hurd, guys like that. But this has trap written all over it. And this is why I say that the team has to stay humble, and so do the fans. It's not even just about anything else. So the point that Richard Sherman was trying to make and about staying humble is that you got to take games. You can't, and I put on my Twitter, you can't underestimate this game just because Ben Roethlisberger's out.
Right. You can't underestimate any opponent. Look at this. We went up against a healthy Raiders with Nick Mullins, his first start, an undrafted guy, and dominated that game. Don't think it can't happen to us. The Raiders were 1,000% overlooking the bum-ass 49ers last year. Okay? It happened, and we demolished them. And
it happened with the Jaguars game too the year before. The Jaguars literally straight looked at us, and we're like, "Oh, this is a hat game," and they came in, t-shirt hat game, and instead we blew them out. But it's not. I still think we're gonna win this game. I do think that, but this is a game that we could possibly lose if we go in and say, "We got this." And we don't continue to hold our foot on the gas and not push on the brake. So if you go in all gas, no brake, then you continue to play the way you were playing. I have I just have all the confidence in the world in them, but they have to feel that way. They can't go in and say, "Oh, it's a Ben Roethlisberger-less team. Oh, they're not going to do this." You got to watch these things, and because this is literally set up as a trap party.
Yeah. Now, guys, we don't want you guys to think that we're saying the Niners are going to lose or this should be even a close contest. We believe that the Niners should win, but being overconfident, it lacks on your preparation. We're talking about from a team standpoint. We should, for all intents and purposes, win this game. We should be going into the bye week 3-0. The 49ers should be getting a lot of players healthy, and then our biggest test with the offensive line or for the offensive line comes in week 5 when we go up against the Cleveland Browns. all right, because they have the best front four in the league. They get after the quarterback, and they do it early and often. So this is going to be a really, really, really tall, tough task for us, and I'm very interested to see how things shake out. Now, I already mentioned that the 49ers lost Joe Staley. They have made some moves. You ready to talk about all that now, or you want to hold off, or you want to announce something?
We can talk about those.
All right, so the 49ers made 2 moves today. The first one was, well, technically 3. They waived long-snapper Colin Holba. They haven't come out and said yet why the long snapper was released. He was with the Niners last year after the Nelson suspension started, and he was expected to be here throughout the course of this season until Nelson returned. And then I guess they were going to waive him then. But for whatever reason, he was waived now. I'm expecting to hear some kind of injury settlement later on because this was very, very abrupt. We went from not hearing anything about it. We only punted twice yesterday and twice the week before. But if I'm not mistaken, he's also the snapper on field goals, right? Long snappers do field goals also, so an extra point. So maybe there's something going on there. Maybe he tweaked something trying to block someone, hurt his hand or something, but they haven't said a reason as to why he's been released, okay? The corresponding move, the 49ers signed Jon Condo to a 1-year deal. The reason it's only a 1-year deal is really because he's a temporary hold until Kyle Nelson returns, who also plays tight end. Your thoughts on that move or anything associated with it?
Look, man, I don't know what to think of this because I want to know why we got rid of Holba. And that's what hasn't been explained yet. That's one thing that is worried because, I didn't see anything that really, that he messed up on. And I've seen a lot of people out there saying, oh, is it because of the fact that Robbie Gould missed his field goal? Or was it the snap? Or was it the kick? Or whatever? I don't think it was any of that. I just don't understand what it was. Maybe they found something else out that we don't know, and they ended up, deciding to move on. Maybe Holba wasn't really – if you remember, Holba didn't play a whole lot in the preseason either because Kyle Nelson was still playing in the preseason. So once Kyle Nelson – which I was really surprised about. So – I don't understand the move as to why moving Holba, but obviously, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan said maybe this guy was better. They saw him. They watched tape. They did something else. He also played in Atlanta. He played in Oakland for 12 years. So he's a veteran. He's made the Pro Bowl twice. Was it one? I think it was twice. 2011, 2012, I think it was, or 2010, 2011. One of those other ones. But so it's kind of interesting. Is this move just a Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch move that they could get better and they made that move?
I don't think so. I sincerely think it's just about injury. I can't prove it. We don't know. We're all in the dark here. So I'm not 100% sure, but I honestly believe that it's you know what I'm saying? I honestly believe it's just a little roster move that, we're trying to get ahead of the curve. They don't have to announce the injuries or anything like that anytime soon. So when they do, they will, and we'll go from there. What's up?
That's my homie up there, Grannon, man.
Yeah, baby.
Appreciate him.
So this guy, like Nick was saying there, 38 years old, man. He's been in the league for a long time, a 14-year veteran. The last team that he was with the Falcons. That was last year, 2018. The other move that the Niners made was an offensive lineman being added to the practice squad. Now, this move was interesting because I was like, well, wait, who do we lose? What do we do? When we bumped up Wilson, that freed up a practice squad spot. And so this is the corresponding move. We never put anyone else back on the practice squad. So that was what was happening there. So it was good to see the 49ers doing this. This guy is an offensive tackle. He plays left and right. He's a swing tackle. He's got some experience in the NFL. He was drafted in 2017 by the Cardinals in the 5th round. He's played in 11 games for those guys. I think he started 6 or 7. I put it in the he started 7. Yeah, he started 7 games for them. And this is going to be like his 7th team in the last 2 years. He has gone from camp to camp to camp to camp to camp. He's been with the Cardinals twice, but he's here now. So practice squad guy, that tells me that the team is very confident in Skule. They want to see what this guy can do, or Skule. How are we saying this? Now I got to learn to say this guy's name.
I think it's Skule, like Skule. Skule. So Skule.
I think it's Skule, like Skule. Thanks for clearing that up for me.
Well, I don't know how to pronounce Skule.
It's all good.
Skule you.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes, man. I'm really, really anxious to see how this guy plays, man. I'm serious, man. I'm a little nervous about it, man. Let's make a friendly wager here, Nick. Let's make a bet. How many pressures do you think Skule gives up?
This week?
Yep, this week. How many pressures do you think Skule gives up?
I'm going to go with 3.
All right. I'm going to go with just 1. I think he's going to come out, and I think he's going to do way better than what
I think 3 is good for him. I think he's going to do good too, but I don't think it's going to.
We're going to be at the game. Let's make a bet on it. Let's bet a drink.
I wasn't too mad about. I thought Skule progressed all through the preseason. I thought he played better in week 4 than he did in week 1. So I'm not really worried about it. I mean, I understand we didn't throw the football a whole lot when he was out there, but we also took myself and Izzy at the game were like, dude, we're up by 30 points. Like, take Jimmy out. Take the starters out. Like, there's no sense in even getting a chance of them getting hurt. Well, they ended up doing that at the end. The defense rotated. I mean, you saw DJ Reed out at corner. You seen guys out, that they replaced. But I don't think we were throwing the football because we were up by so much. Why not just run the football? I don't think it had anything to do with after Joe Staley went out that we weren't consistently throwing the ball. We were up by 30 points, and there was 4 minutes left in the game. So, just continue.
Staley got injured at the end of the third quarter.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So there was a fourth quarter left. That's what I meant to say, not 4 minutes. A fourth quarter left, and there was really no reason. We were already up by a ton of points. Why continue to throw the football and make it closer, make a mistake, or get Jimmy Garoppolo dropping back and somebody hit him? Just hand the ball off and go. And
we already had 34 points by the end of it. It was 10-34 by the end of the third quarter. There was no need. I completely get what you're saying. They were barely passing the ball at all. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, let's get these guys out of there. And Shanahan said that they did that, but I just don't know if that was after the Staley injury. I don't know if they got conservative after Joe got hurt and was like, you know what, guys, it's not worth it. Let's get these guys out of here. I didn't see Jimmy take any or miss any snaps, though.
No, they didn't take Jimmy out.
Right.
They didn't take Jimmy out, but on the offensive side, you can kind of control him getting hit because he can just hand the football off.
Right.
But he wasn't dropping back. He wasn't doing any 3 steps. He wasn't doing any play action. They were literally just running the football. And which I totally agreed with them on doing that because of the fact that why take a chance of getting somebody hurt? A, why make a mistake and bring Cincinnati back into the game more than they are, than they deserved? And you were already gashing them for running. So just keep the ball on the ground. Don't make that many mistakes and just hand the ball off.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, man. So what's our wager on this? I want to know. We're going to be at the game. We're going to see the stats. We're going to hang out after the game for a little bit. What's the wager, man?
Well, it was your bet, so you make the wager.
All right. I'm going to say we'll bet a beer. We'll try to keep account ourselves during the game, and we'll bet a beer before the game is over. How's that?
All right. So you're saying 1 pressure the entire game, and I'm saying 3 pressures. So if it goes over 1,
then you win.
If it goes to 2, neither of us win.
Oh yeah, two is the middle ground there.
Okay,
yeah.
So if it goes 1, you win. If it goes 3, I win. If there's more,
then
nobody wins.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to end game. In-game betting, guys. Listen, so speaking of in-game betting, I want to tell you guys about an opportunity that you guys have here. MyBookie.com is the place to do in-game betting, pre-game betting on all different sports, guys. Make sure you stop by and check it out. It's a new season. Antonio Brown's going to the Raiders. Now he's with the Patriots. Le'Veon Bell is with the Jets. The 49ers are 2-0, undefeated, first place in the NFC West. A whole bunch of stuff is happening that wasn't happening last year. When's the last time the Niners were in first place? Seriously, anybody out there who knows, type that in there for me. Let's see who knows that, okay? But one thing that has not changed is mybookie.com. It's the place that you want to be. That's where you're going to make all of your bets. They have big bonuses. They have prop bets and all that good stuff there. Guys, that is the place that you want to go to. Check out mybookie.com, and you can use the promo code NBN. You can see that right there at the bottom of the screen. NBN, or you can type in mybookie.com/NBN. What they're going to do is you put in there, wager $1,000. They're going to give you $1,000. They're going to match your first wager. So make sure you guys check that out, mybookie.com. Listen, I wouldn't recommend the service to people that I haven't tried myself. I signed up for it. I thought it was a little weird looking and everything. It took me a couple of minutes to try to figure out the navigation and all that stuff. But I'm telling you guys, it's fun. I'm a fantasy football type of guy, and I am the type of person, I bet on sleepers. I'm the type of person that if you look at my fantasy team, you're like, Mike, what the hell is wrong with you? It's just what I do. You can bet on fantasy football. How many points a person's going to get, PPR, standard league, all that good stuff. It's a lot of fun. So make sure you guys check that out. And again, make sure you use the promo code NBN. You got nothing to lose, guys. Get over there, make some money.
Go in there and bet that Nick's going to win his fantasy games again this week, because that's just what keeps happening.
Oh, here we go. This is what we're doing. We're going to brag on that now.
I don't know.
I'm 2-0 also. You lucky you haven't played me, baby. That's what's
up. You still ain't put up as many points as I have yet, though.
That is true. That is very, very true.
You were a high scorer this week, though.
Huh?
I'm 2-0 in both leagues. Are you 2-0 in both leagues?
I don't know about that one. I had a bad league. My other two leagues, I was pretty bad. I had Drew Brees in one and Roethlisberger in the other.
Just don't bet on the Dolphins. That's it.
If you have anybody playing against the Dolphins, though, that could be your spot, guys. But make sure you guys stop by the website, guys. It's MyBookie, mybookie.com/NBN for all of your gambling and sports betting. Make sure you guys gamble responsibly. Do not put your last on a game. It is not the way I want to see anybody, especially any of our supporters, going out. So gamble responsibly. Guys, have a lot of fun there. MyBookie.com. Promo code NBN. All right. So now that that's out of the way, business is done. Bills are paid. Let's get back to talking some 49ers, man. So we got this new guy on here also. We forgot to talk about him. This is we did talk about the lineman that they signed already, right? And they put him on the practice squad after they bumped up Jeff Wilson Jr., who, by the way, 2 touchdowns. Bet on that guy in my bookie, because that guy was eating over there. He is the goal line guy, Nick. That is the presence I've been talking about we need here. All right. I digress. What's up, man? Talk to me, because I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to get too hype, and I don't want to do all that.
Are you gonna bet on Jeff Wilson Jr.? Or are you gonna pick him up or what?
I actually have. Oh no, I had him in our league, and I traded him to Anthony, and Anthony left him on the bench.
Like 40 points this week.
I couldn't believe he left him on the bench, man.
Yeah. So no, and I picked up Raheem Mostert, and he put up like 35 for me this week.
That's funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, blame that on Mike, the YouTube no skip button, because he didn't go through and change it to no skip. He probably put non-skippable videos.
No, he tried to skip the My Bookie promo. You can't do that. That's me, baby. Oh yeah, man. But no, man. Luckily he didn't put Jeff Wilson Jr. I mean, not Jeff Wilson. Raheem Mostert in against me, and Raheem Mostert's not going to slow down. Just so you guys know, that's who he is. Nick bought into it. I was happy to see Nick come around, and so that's what I'm talking about, man. Nick, what are we doing here, man? Are we going to predict the game? Are we going to keep going with the 49ers news? Like, what's up?
Yeah, I want to talk about this game a little bit. Let me talk. I didn't really get to talk about Cincinnati, so let me just talk about that a little bit of what I saw.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really get to jump on with you guys and talk about that game. So, because I was traveling, airplanes everywhere. I wanted to just say, because I had talked to you before, and I was talking to you about what I wanted to see happen in that game. And one of those things was the consistency with Eric Armstead, which I did see. Once again, the consistency was there. Eric Armstead had a really good game. We talked about wanting to see the run game get better. Run game obviously got better. 252 or 259 yards rushing. I really enjoyed this game, being there, obviously. Big shout out to, and I know he's not your favorite guy, but Richard Sherman. Big shout out to him. He was the only Niner player that came over to the stands to all the faithful on our side, on the home side, after the game was over and started signing stuff all the way down the wall. All the way down the wall.
I just want to say I don't dislike Richard Sherman at all. I actually really respect this guy, and I like his game for what it is. Just want to be clear.
Yeah. Now, the best part about that whole thing was I had the Faithful Flag Adventures with Izzy as well. The best thing about that whole thing was I told Richard Sherman, fuck the Seahawks. And he looks up to me. He was like, fuck them. Like, I was like, what? Okay, Sherm. Okay, Sherm. But it was awesome, man. Like, it was kind of crazy. Jimmy Garoppolo started to walk over. He turns to us, like, after he did his little interview, and he's, like, raising his hands, like, telling the crowd to get hype. And he, like, starts walking over, and then he turns and he goes back to the tunnel. And I'm like, damn, George Kittle was the same way. He's running off the field, getting people mad hype. These guys could tell that the faithful were there, man. And you could see the up play. I mean, that first drive, they had a sack. They did something big that first drive. They went 3 and out. They got the sack. They forced pressure. And from that point on, when the faithful were loud, you saw the energy of the team just continue to get higher and higher and higher and higher. And they just didn't let off, man. They were just – I mean, you saw it in the mic'd up. You saw Fred, Warner, and Quan Alexander talking about this, and what the heck's his name? Our linebacker coach. Brain fart.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're talking about the one that played for the Eagles, DeMarco?
Yeah, DeMeco Ryan.
DeMeco Ryan. Yeah.
I had a brain fart for some reason there. You saw all three of them talking on the mic'd up, and they were like, look at the faithful out here. And Fred Warner's like, yeah, it feels like a home game. And it really did. If you guys look at my Twitter, that video I put up there, it's a sea of red. Like, it literally a sea of red. Now, there weren't a lot of Bengals fans there. In my section, maybe 15 Bengals fans. The rest were Niner fans. And the section was filled.
Were you on the home side or the away side?
On the home side. On the home side.
That's probably why the Niners players didn't go rushing over there, because that's the home side of the stadium, you know?
No. I was on the Niner side, I mean. I was on our side.
So you were on the visitor side?
Yeah, I was on the visitor side. Yeah,
oh, okay.
My bad. I was thinking like, yeah, home, like the Niner side. I was on the Niner side. The other side was a lot more empty, and the second tier was empty. Like, it was like all the Niner fans sat down low, and they just took over. Literally took over. It was amazing.
Hey, let me ask you this, man. DeMeco Ryans came in here, and you know we've seen him now for a little bit. Do you think that he is being helped by the players, or the players being helped by him, or is it both? Because the linebackers look different. Fred Warner is playing with a level of confidence this year, and I don't want to just attribute it to the addition of Quan Alexander, but damn, man, like they look different, man. These guys look like ignited. They look like there's been a spark.
With Fred, I think it's both. I think it's part him and part DeMeco. And the reason what I'm saying by that is I think it's part him because last year he was kind of thrown into the fire, and he said there was a lot he needed to work on last year. He goes and works on that stuff, and I think DeMeco has helped him along as well, understanding the system. And then on top of that, you bring in Quan Alexander, who has all this energy. Now, we already know Fred Warner has always been a mouth, right? Not a mouth as in a bad mouth, but a mouth as in very communicative, very You know, he was never one of those guys that was just quiet. You know, he always showed some type of energy level. But now that Quan is here, the energy level is just out of the roof, out of the roof. And I want to contribute Fred Warner getting better because of how much work he put in. He doesn't have that nervousness. He knows the system better. And D'Amico Ryans along with Quan Alexander. So Quan Alexander bringing energy. D'Amico Ryans helping Fred Warner along from year 1 to year 2. And the work ethic from Fred Warner from year 1 to year 2. So I think all of them have a little bit of a factor. But I don't want to say it's just one is on this or one is on that or one is on this. I think all three of them have a little bit of a factor of how Fred Warner has come along.
Nice. All right. And any experiences, any little notes or anything from being there live and watching it all play out? Anything that you noticed over there?
No, I mean, I haven't really, I mean, just from watching there, I mean, other than the fan experience, the faithful coming out loud, the game just being a complete blowout. And, you know, it was just a long day for me. But the other thing I did notice was Mitch Wishnowsky didn't look like he was punting right for some reason. I know he had the one that was down at the 2. DJ Reed made a hell of a play on that. But to me, I don't want to say punting right. Maybe he was just punting different because of the short of the field. But I could see a difference from him punting last week when he was punting further to punting. Like, it's the way his feet go.
He does different styles of
right.
kicks.
So that's what I think. Like, I took notice to that this week because we weren't punting from deep like we were last week. So it looked like his whole mechanics were different.
And they should be.
Right. It was just weird to see in person.
And we only punted twice this week, and one of them was down at the 1. You want to put some hang time on that and give your guys time to get down there and get to it. So it was a beautiful punt, man. It was a freaking thing of beauty. So, I mean, I liked it. I've got no complaints about this guy. I saw someone hating on him. They were looking at his average depth, length, but when you're playing against a team that can't stop you, the Niners had 0 3-and-outs last week. 0. Not a single 3-and-out last week. Okay? So what that means is we're moving the freaking ball. We're getting out there, and we are going down the field. Now, if we don't quite get the field goal range, but we're on the other side of the 50, we're at 45, that's out of field goal range. So even if you punt it to the 1, it's a 40-yard punt. You get what I'm saying? So it's not going to look good for your average. Like that, those numbers are skewed. And if that's what you're looking at, you're not watching the game, not you, but the person who, you know what I mean? Like they're looking at the wrong thing. That's not what it's about.
And that's why, and this is where I used to give Bradley Pinion his credit, because a lot of people didn't give Bradley Pinion credit when he only had an average of 43 yards. But Kyle Shanahan moves the football. It was just Kyle Shanahan's problem was once he got it past the 50 and just in that range between the 40 and the 45, if he stopped there, you're not getting that many average yards for punting because you're at shorter punting distances. If your offense sucks, you're going to have a higher average because you're punting from further in your zone. So to hold averages against punters, I'm not big on doing that because it really depends on how the game goes. The only difference between Pinion and Wishnowsky, which you said what's up to me, I was like, Mitch, I call him the Australian assassin, and he looked up and he pointed at us. So, I got to keep that Australian assassin going. But anyway, the difference between those is Bradley Pinion was just out there punting. Mitch Wishnowsky has all different arsenals of kicks that he's going to use. He's got a better hang time than Bradley Pinion. Mitch is definitely way better than Bradley Pinion. I don't want people to think that I'm comparing that. But when you go to compare statistics, you got to look at where the football is, where you were punting from all that game, how many times did they punt. You can't just look at an overall average because I can guarantee you that this year, Mitch Wisnowski will probably average anywhere from 43 to 48 yards at the end of the year.
I don't think he's going to get that high.
Right.
I don't think he will because we're moving the ball so well. This is one of those offenses that even if we don't get in the end zone, we're moving the ball. We're sustaining. That stat is kind of freaking crazy, man. I just said how we didn't punt. And someone actually just posted it in our group chat. It says here, the 49ers had 22 offensive drives, 0 3-and-outs. And then that's the only team in the NFL to do that. The only team in the entire NFL to do that. It's an amazing thing, man. And that's something that we're not going to talk about it a lot, but this team is finding a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Like they're looking and they're coming out and they're getting comfortable with each other. This team, there was no, I don't even know what to say. Like this last game, there was no lead running back. You know what I mean? If people didn't know, they would assume Breida was the lead running back. He had less carries than Raheem Mostert. He had more rushing yards than Raheem Mostert. He had less carries. Raheem Mostert had slightly more scrimmage yards than him because of his receptions. You know what I mean? Like, it's just little thing. It was a well spread out, well distributed game, and the Bengals made it a point to focus on George Kittle. If that had happened last year, the Niners might have been in some trouble. This year, not so much. They took away George Kittle.
You can't pick your poison with this team.
Yes.
You really can't.
And they've done that on both sides of the ball. They have done that on the defensive side of the ball. You want to take away Buckner, stop Bosa and Ford. You want to take away Buckner and Ford, you still got to try to stop Bosa. You can't take away everybody.
Yep.
And there's PFF just tweeted out a stat. Nick Bosa has 10 pressures in these 2 weeks. That is the most of any defender, not just rookie, of any defender in the NFL.
Yeah, and he's on a limp ankle still.
And he's on a pitch count. He's not even out there all the time. He's on a pitch count. Like, this is – come on, man. Bro, when I told y'all this was our year, I meant it. This is our year. I meant it, bro.
The running back by committee doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I knew that it was going to be that way from day one.
It's always been that way.
You know, it's just you're never going to know who gets the most carries or who gets the most yards. It's just a matter of, like this week, you could say Matt Breida had a really good game. You could say Raheem Mostert had a really good game. But then if you go and say, oh, well, Raheem Mostert's going to have the most carries next week, you can't. You really can't. It's going to literally – it's literally going to come out to at the end of the year where you're adding up, and it's going to be a difference of health, with health being said, but it'll probably be a difference anywhere from 5 to 20 carries difference between all the running backs. And it could just be like one game like this where –
and you've been saying it too. Like, it's not something that you just started saying. You've been saying that since we picked up Tevin Coleman. Since we signed him, you were like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's not going to be a true number one running back. It's always going to be by committee, and one game is going to be this guy, the next game will be the next guy. Yep. I'm just glad that you're considering Mostert as one of those guys now. That's all. I'm just happy about that.
Yeah, and I mean, I've come a long way on Mostert, and I've also gone down a lot on Tevin Coleman. But this is where
Pause.
Yeah, this is where I say that I want to see it in this system. I've seen Tevin Coleman trying to run in this system, and he just doesn't look like the same Tevin Coleman. I've seen Raheem Mostert running in this system, and he looks really good. Now, is that to say that Tevin Coleman doesn't come back and has a hell of a season? I don't know. But right now, I'm not as high on Tevin Coleman as I am what we have running the football right now, including Jeff Wilson. Because Jeff Wilson is a power back. I mean, the first touchdown that he had, I think it was the first or the second. He literally had first contact at the 3-yard line and just kept driving guys forward with no offensive line help pushing him and ended in the end zone. But people were trying to tackle him high as well, and you can't tackle him high. So it'll be interesting, man.
Absolutely, man. Another thing is PFF also came out with today. They posted the 49ers rankings from last year to this year, the defensive grades. Now, albeit this is only through 2 games, but it is a night and day difference, okay? So last year, the defense overall ranked 32nd. Right now, we're ranked 5th overall. Okay, the run defense last year finished 26th. Right now, they're at 17th. Okay, last year, 31st for tackling. Okay, this year, 12th in tackling. Last year, the pass rush, 27th. This year, 14th. Our coverage grade. Everyone knows our secondary was the biggest liability for this football.
Bro, it was like a 30.
We were 32nd. We were dead last in coverage. This year, we're 3rd. 3rd, baby. 3rd. The same dudes out there, bro. The same guys out there. Now, you can argue that Quan Alexander's added in there with that mix and Jaquiski Tartt being healthy and back and all that stuff. But look, man, our corners, they're the same corners. Akello Witherspoon is playing out of his mind right now. Richard Sherman, for all the shit that I give Richard Sherman, even he looks better out there. Week 1, I wasn't too happy with what I saw from Richard Sherman. This week, I saw some things from Richard Sherman. Even when the ball wasn't thrown his way, I was like, yo, he's finding his niche. He's finding his groove out there. You know what I mean? He was locked up against some speedy guys out there, and he wasn't letting them go anywhere. He was step in step with these guys. Even the broadcaster during the game had to say something about it. He was like, how can a guy who ran a 4.7 stick with a guy who ran a 4.2? And he's in his 9th year coming off of an ACL. He was saying all that. You want to know how? Because it's technique. Richard Sherman knows what route you're running based off of how you line up, the down and distance, and where you're lined up on the field. Like, this guy broke it down during the broadcast. You don't get that from other players. That's what Richard Sherman brings you. So when I say that I'm hard on Richard Sherman and things like, it's not that I hate this guy. I'm very aware of what Richard Sherman brings to the table. I like it. I respect it. But we're looking good out there, bro. We look so good. Jason Verrett can't get on the field.
I was just going to say.
What's up?
Say this, like, I love Kwan Williams. I wish Jason Verrett would play the slot. Like, I really do. And even though just to see him there, or even Jimmy, but I mean, it's just, I think Kwan Williams took a lot of shit this week, and one of them was really his fault. Like, he literally just got blown past, and there were a couple where he just didn't play very well. There were still good plays that he made. There were plays that he got beat, and one of them was also was on DJ Reed in the slot, I believe. The touchdown at the end to give them 17. That was just a garbage time, but whatchamacallit did him dirty.
The first touchdown was or was it the Boyd play? Boyd didn't get the touchdown. There was the Boyd play was when he went from
Boyd was the one that scored the last one.
No, but the Tartt to Quan Williams. That was the one where he crossed the field. Right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that one was him also. He had the worst game, but that's not typical for him. Players have bad games. And so everybody that was killing my dude, I mean, look, you guys know how I felt, and you guys know how I feel. I want Jimmy Ward in the slot. You guys know that. But Quan Williams ain't a bad slot corner at all. So I'm not trying to sit here and say that he shouldn't be out there or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. But, you know, and my preference is someone else. I'm completely content with Quan if he's the guy that has to be out there. We have depth. We legit have depth right now. So, you know, I'm not going to keep going. Go ahead. You can move on and bring us to your next point. But
let me ask you this. Do you think, all right, this is a two-part question. One, do you think Jason Verrett is inactive again this week?
Yes.
And two, do you think Jimmy Ward is active or inactive? And if he's active, where does he play?
Jimmy Ward's not coming back until after the bye. Now, when he comes back, he is going to get the Tavarius Moore spot. They're going to give it to him. They're absolutely just going to flat out give it to him. And then what they're going to do is Moore is going to be the free safety in nickel, and they're going to move Jimmy to the slot, and Quan Williams will be on the sideline then. That's what's going to happen once Jimmy Ward is healthy. Final answer. I think they're going to wait. I think the Niners are going to run out and introduce an entirely new team after the bye week. We're going to have 3 different guys in the rotation that we haven't seen all year. Taylor, Hurd, and Ward. They're waiting for it. And Tevin Coleman might even be back. It might be 4. But I'm not holding my breath for that one, but you know what I'm saying.
What are your thoughts on Dante Pettis? he was out there a ton more this week. He had no targets, and he threw a pass.
Shanahan, he had a target. He caught it and then threw it to someone else.
Well, that's true, but he threw a pass. But I'm saying like receiver target to where he didn't convert to a quarterback.
Hey, somebody get Benny out of this chat, or you know what? I'll do it. It's all good. What was Pettis. Yeah, so he's oh, good job, Pineapple. Thank you. What was I gonna say? Pettis is Shanahan is playing with y'all. Shanahan is manipulating the media. This dude he's a fucking genius. Shanahan he's like a little what's the dude called that's locked in like the room with all the vials and potions and stuff? What, mad scientist. Shanahan is a mad scientist, man. He said, "Oh, my bad. I didn't know Pettis only got 2 snaps. I'll make sure I put him in the game some more." Okay, that was a mistake. That was a brain fart on my part. He put him in the game more, but he ain't look his way a single goddamn time except for him to throw the ball to somebody else. That was it. He is manipulating and playing with y'all. Dante Pettis might as well have been our 7th offensive lineman that game. He was just out there just to be out there. It was just something to do. Look, man, wide receiver 1 on this team right now is Deebo Samuel. That's it.
Who's your
that
number
is it.
2?
Right now, Marquise Goodwin. Number 1 is Deebo. When they go to 1 wide receiver sets, they did do it with Goodwin a couple of times this past game. Goodwin was the only guy out there a couple of times this past game when they went to those 12 or 20, 22 or 20, 22 personnel.
22 personnel, yeah.
2, 5, it's 9, 10. Yeah, the 22 personnel packages. We did see Goodwin. I think it was once or twice. I saw him out there like that. I'm not the person that counts all that shit like that. But
you saw Rick James out there one time too by himself.
Oh, he was the only one? Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. Like they're mixing it up. But Shanahan he's doing a masterful job of just stopping the beat writers. That's what this is. Don't mess with what I'm trying to do on my team. I am building a bond and a rapport. I'm creating chemistry. And since you guys want to harp on, oh, well, how come he was only out there for this many plays? Oh, my bad. I'll put him out there more, okay? Here you go. You see him? He's on the field. Don't throw that ball to him because don't throw the ball to him, Jimmy. Don't look that way, all right?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Does Pettis continue to play when Jalen Hurd and Trent Taylor come back? Who's the odd man out in some of these series?
You know, I was driving and thinking about this today, and I was legitimately trying to figure out if Pettis gets bumped down to being inactive. And I don't think so. Not immediately, not week 5. Taylor gets bumped up. We might see a guy like Richie James maybe downgraded a little bit. Was Richie James doing returns this game?
Yeah, he was doing all kicks.
Yeah? All right, so never mind. It's not going to be Richie James.
He was doing kickoff and punt returns.
All right, so then it might be a guy like Bourne who's inactive for Taylor, right? But I don't think Hurd is active right away because I think they want Hurd to get into the playbook a little bit more. He hasn't been able to practice yet. See, with Trent Taylor, he's been in the system for a couple of years, and although he might not be able to practice, he knows the playbook. He knows his routes, he knows the concepts, and he understands it all. So we have to make sure that Jalen Hurd receives all of that information and can act on it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it happens immediately for Hurd. So I think we see Trent Taylor come up, maybe Bourne go down. Let me see. We had Marquise Goodwin, Deebo Samuel, Pettis. I don't know, man. Now, you know what? In the car, I was legitimately like, yo, Pettis is going to be the guy that's inactive. I think Shanahan wants it. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. I take it all back. Yeah, Pettis is going to be the one that's inactive. You got him out there, and he's literally doing nothing. He's wasting time. Matter of fact, Kendrick Bourne converted a first down for us, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he had 1 catch.
Yeah, he's doing more for us than sit Pettis down. Sit him down until he's ready and activate him. And it's not, listen, sit him down, let him learn his lesson, man. Some people, Shanahan is trying any and everything to motivate this guy. He has bigged him up. He said he could be our number 1 wide receiver. He has propped this guy up on a podium at the microphone. He's also torn him down at the podium. He has done any and everything in between. Inactivate this dude. Don't let him know that his job is secure. You're not going to work for it. You got it. Then you're going to sit down. All right. These guys are hungry. They want to get out there.
I'm going to throw you something here. I don't think it's Kyle Shanahan that's not getting Pettis the ball or calling his play or things like that. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo trusts him one bit. One bit.
That's tough because Garoppolo doesn't know anybody enough to trust him. Goodwin is the long-standing guy, and he's thrown to Debo more than Goodwin. Kittle.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what I mean by trusting him is being able to take that chance of throwing the ball in traffic, being able to where we talk about physicality. We've talked about Dante Pettis not having that physicality. If you look at some of these passes that he's throwing to Goodwin, throwing to Debo, throwing to Bourne, they're all in traffic. If the guy is within 2 yards of him.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're making an excellent point. Yeah. No, you're 1,000% right. Yeah. I'm not going to argue with you.
I really think that's why Dante Pettis isn't getting the ball. Yes, he's open, but that receiver is 2 yards or so from him with a safety bearing down on him or things like that. And I think he goes off the read. I really do. And I think that's why sometimes you get these throws from Jimmy Garoppolo when he's throwing where there's 3 defenders.
He's throwing to someone in triple coverage because the other guy has one guy on him and he don't think he can do it.
Right. I really think that's what it is.
He threw that to Richie James on the sideline, right? Which, by the way, that almost was a really good throw. It was an ill-advised throw, but there was one on the sideline where Richie James was surrounded by 3 people, and he got his hands on the ball.
Oh yeah, he caught it.
No, he didn't catch it.
You're talking. Well, I can't say if it's a left or right sideline because I was at the game, so that was literally right in front of us. He could have caught that football. I thought he did at first. I
did too. I thought he did too, but when he rolled over, it was
on the 10-yard line. The one I'm talking about was like on the 10-yard line.
I can't remember where they were on the field. I know it was on the side. It was on the right sideline. If you're watching from home, it was on the right sideline, and it rainbowed in over the crowd, and Richie James kind of rolled, and you saw the ball on the ground. I was like, damn, did he catch that? He didn't. However, I want to know who else is on the field during that play. I'll watch the All-22 tonight, and I'll find out, and I'll post a picture of it on my YouTube. So I'll take a look at that and see. But I wonder if Pettis was the guy with one-on-one coverage, and Jimmy looked, it was like Pettis one-on-one, Richie James on 3.
Bro,
Richie.
I'm telling you, like, watching him, like, especially being at the game, I watched a lot of Pettis, and he wasn't getting as open as people think he is, but he was open. So open in the NFL is a step or 2, a step and a half. That's open, right? He had that. Pettis had that. He was open in those senses. Not that he was wide open like Marquise Goodwin was, right? That's wide open. Open for me is a step, maybe a step and a half in the NFL, right? So, but he would literally look off him. Like, literally look off him and go to somebody else. And I'm just like, and I haven't rewatched that game yet on the All-22 yet because I just been trying to watch some of the opponents that we're playing. And I'm not going to lie, I've been crazy exhausted. And I start watching something and I pass out because, dude, I still can't catch up with, like, sleep from Sunday. I still can't, and it's Tuesday. So, and then, yeah, but, yeah, so that one that he was saying that was the catch I was talking about, where he caught it on the sideline, but he only had 1 foot in. He literally caught the football, I think was on the 10-yard line.
So there's a couple of other things that we need to discuss really quick, and it's going to be some rumors. We've talked about the game coming up, and we want the 49ers. We think the 49ers are going to win. We should win it handily. We just want to make sure that the guys are prepared going into it. Very easily could be a trap game. The 49ers could be looking over this team and expecting to be 3-1 heading into the bye week, looking to get players back and all that, and planning ahead. One thing that was concerning for me, and another reason I think this could be a trap game, was because when Kyle Shanahan was at the microphone talking about this upcoming game, he kept talking about Ben Roethlisberger being underrated. He thinks that Ben Roethlisberger is one of the best quarterbacks in this generation, and I still think he's overrated. That says a lot about him. and he went on and on about Ben Roethlisberger for a solid 15 seconds. He didn't mention Rudolph one time. That's concerning. When your head coach is talking about an opponent that's coming up, go ahead. When your head coach is talking about an opponent that's coming up and he doesn't take the time to acknowledge the changes that are made, I think now the guys, this is Mike's madness. This is my little conspiracy theory. This is my musings. Okay, so you guys take this walk with me here. Your head coach is Kyle Shanahan, and he knows more than anybody the value of depth players, guys that can get it done despite what other people think. He knows, excuse me, what Nick Mullins' value is to his roster. He understands, even though it's worse than Nick Mullins, what C.J. Beathard can do. Kyle Shanahan is well aware of what Raheem Mostert's abilities are and Jeff Wilson's abilities are. But when you listen to any Bengals podcast, they were literally laughing at the thought of Matt Breida. Not even these other guys. They were laughing at the thought of Matt Breida. I can play the audio. Literally laughing at it, right? And so when I hear a guy who knows the differences like that go on and on about Ben Roethlisberger and what he means to that team and how much they're going to be missing without Ben Roethlisberger, and it's a significant loss for them, and he is a generational talent, and he's top 5, and and I believe he's underrated and all that, and then he doesn't mention at all the backup quarterback. That's concerning. That tells me he's overlooking this guy. And you can't tell me that Kyle Shanahan didn't scout this guy at some point in his career. When was he? I'm gonna do my homework really quick. He had to have scouted him, right? Kyle Rudolph. Oh, not Kyle Rudolph. Look at my dumb ass. My bad, guys. Too many Rudolphs in the league. He was drafted Mason Rudolph. My apologies. His first name is Brett. Who knew? Brett Mason Rudolph. All right. He was drafted last year. You can't, maybe the Niners weren't looking for a quarterback, but they had to have scouted him, right? They had to have, if he doesn't get claimed or if he doesn't get drafted, this is where we're going to go. They had to have done some homework on him. Kyle should have some kind of scouting report on Mason Rudolph. And he didn't mention him at all at that microphone, That's concerning. When they don't talk about the guy who's running behind James Conner, that's concerning. And I know Kyle Shanahan isn't the defensive coordinator. That side of the ball isn't on Kyle Shanahan. But that doesn't fly with me because I've heard Shanahan break down the opposing team's offense before. I've heard about him talk about how he studies opposing defenses and he studies their offenses also, so he knows how things work and he can relay it to Saleh and the staff and everything that's over there. This is something that I feel like they might already be overlooking them. But I hope that we're wrong. I really, really do. Because if they play this the right way, the Niners are in the best position they've been in since 2012. Think about that, man. That was the year that we went to the Super Bowl. That was the year that the 49ers made the switch from Alex Smith to Colin Kaepernick. In the middle of the season, a concussion changed it all. That's another thing. One injury can show you, hey, this is probably your future. How do we know that that's not the barrel that the Steelers are staring down right now? Kyle Shanahan doesn't even want to seem to acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that I'm worried about. I'm personally worried about them. I don't want this to be a trap game. It very well is setting up to be one of those things. But I digress. I think the 49ers will overcome this. I think that even if we go out there and we look really bad, Shanahan can put his foot down and be like, hey, we're down 3. Come on, let's go. Put your foot on the gas. Let's go get this win. Let's finish this up, and let's get the fuck out of here. I think that we can have a really ugly game and still win this game. So I'm hoping that's what's going to be the outcome, okay? We talked about how the team was split on, the difference on defense, right? Nobody's giving Robert Saleh any credit. This has been my guy for a couple of years, and this is something that's really exciting to me. I like to see it all coming together. And he's doing this without all of his guys being healthy. We've got the first-round draft pick on the pitch count. We got the guy that we traded a second-round pick for and gave him a ton of money, hampering a thigh and knee contusion and all that stuff. He's sitting on the sideline and watching the game from the stands like the rest of the fans. Robert Saleh is out here making miracles happen with guys that were already here, not the new guys. You know, Ronald Blair was out there having a hell of a game. He was feasting out there. He looked really, really good. And you can say, oh, he only had the 1 sack and all that stuff. The pressures were there, and he was a dominant, destructive force in the run game. He was moving linemen like it was nothing. He was throwing tight ends around like they were paperweights. Like he didn't care. Just move. I don't need that here anymore. It's a thing to see, man. It was a lot of fun. The secondary is clicking. The linebackers look even better than the secondary, and the secondary is number 3 in the league. I have nothing bad to say about this team right now. And last but certainly not least is going to be the level of competition. People are going to say, well, look who you've played so far. You guys are playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, Bruce Arians is known for his offensive prowess. That's what Bruce Arians does. He comes out there and he puts his foot in people's throats, and he uses his players really, really well. And when everyone counted the Buccaneers out and they picked the Panthers to win that Thursday night game, what did they do? In your house. We're here. We're winning this game. That's exactly what they did. Then you're going to sit there and say it was the Cincinnati Bengals, man. The Bengals lost to Seattle. They went toe-to-toe with Seattle, and for all intents and purposes, they should have won that game. The better team that day did not win that game. The Seahawks have said it at their own pressers. We got lucky. We edge one out here. That's what we do. You know, good teams win hard games and all that, but we should have been better. They have acknowledged that they should have been better against that team. We went to their house for their home opener. Okay, think about this for a second. The Niners are about to go to their home opener against the Steelers. Okay, and everyone is saying this is going to be a blowout. This is going to be a win. Exactly how we feel right now is exactly how the Bengals fans felt when we went to their house. This was their home opener. They were expecting the gas and the juice from the fans. They were expecting the energy from the players. Everybody was overlooking the 49ers. Don't tell me this can't be a trap game, man. I just hope that it doesn't play out that way.
The only other thing, too, is aren't the Steelers 0-2?
Yes.
So
yeah, desperate. It's win now or your season's over. It's win right now or your season's over.
Especially when I heard them say today on NFL Network, they're putting – once they were talking about the Minkah Fitzpatrick edition. So they're putting all their baskets in their defense right now because they know their season's already over. This is literally what they said on NFL Network.
Yeah.
How do you think these guys take that?
Bro, I tweeted out today. They lost Ben Roethlisberger. They're going to get a top 5 pick, and what they're going to get in return for it is Minkah fucking Fitzpatrick. That is crazy to me. They're going to get a top 5 pick and have Minkah Fitzpatrick to show for it. That's nuts. That is nuts. They made that trade without thinking all the way through. But hey, I digress, man. Go ahead. Let's bring in my man Kev here. I see Kev down there waiting in the wings. What's going on, Playboy?
Man, y'all always got me waiting like that, man.
I'm sorry, man. We gotta finish our talk.
Hey, I'm talking shit, man. I'm talking shit. What's
hey,
that?
Listen, the faithful are hating on me right now. They don't like what I'm saying, man. Kev, is this a trap game or not for the Niners? I don't mean if you say it's a trap game, doesn't mean we're gonna lose. But trap game is about up here.
First of all, we was trash 15 minutes ago. So we can't be ain't a trap game. Damn it, every game is a game we should take seriously. But I do see your point though. The theory of what a trap game is, I get it. It's the home opener. We 2-0. We cooking. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying. But damn that. I think this team is too hungry, too focused to say, let's come on the gas now. I mean, after all gas, no brakes, right? You feel me? So, hey, let's go in there. And like I said in the chat a minute ago, 572 yards of total offense last week. Man, we can keep that type of dominance going or even anywhere near that. And stay stingy on defense, man. Let's go, man. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, man. So what are your thoughts about this young man, Justin Skule, that's coming in? We talked about this already. We're going to move on soon, but I know you're just popping in here, man. I said that this is the toughest task for the 49ers so far throughout this season. A game that we could win. The players are thinking it. The coach is already thinking it. We heard the GM even on KMBR. They're all thinking that we should be 3-0 following this week here. What do you think about Justin Skule? If this guy comes out here and he struggles, be in a lot of trouble.
It's funny. I was like talking to Grant about that yesterday. I told him, I said, look, man, I'm not sure who this guy is or nobody really does. You feel me? But my thing is we should test him early. Be it roll out to his side, do it early. See how he holds up early. At least that way we can gauge what he gonna do throughout the rest of the game. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it's gonna be times where we're on the right hash. We gotta go left. We gotta go to him. So and I'm thinking your guy, Mike, your guy might end up being a emergency tackle or emergency guy out there on that side to a Lolo because he's been there before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you might see a lot of chips. But then again, he might feel like, you know what? They doubt me. This is my time to shine. He might just stonewall folks. That's what I'm hoping happens. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, get a guy a shot. I mean, do we have a choice right now?
No. And that's the thing, let's talk about some of these potential trades. That was that next segment that we were going to get to, some of the rumors, some things like that. A lot of people are saying the 49ers should trade for Trent Williams. So let's start there. This is a tackle that the Washington Redskins have been dangling out there. Now, first and foremost, let's acknowledge that the Redskins hate the Shanahans. Let's start with that. Let's start with that, okay? We aren't going to get him for anything less than a first-round pick, okay? Now, the 49ers have decided to roll with Justin Skule for this week, and let's say he comes in there and he's serviceable. Then maybe the 49ers don't look to upgrade the position because with each passing game, a rookie is expected to get better. His trajectory is this, okay? But if he sucks, if he comes out there and he stinks it up, the 49ers, there's a stat I read, you have a 61% chance of making the playoffs when you start 2-0. You start 3-0, it goes up to 72%, okay? If the 49ers can make the playoffs, we're playoff bound, Justin Skule is the one piece that may or may not get us over the hump. The Niners probably should do something about it, right? What are your guys' thoughts on trading a first-round pick for Justin Skule, for Trent Williams, and what does that mean going forward? Because Joe Staley's not done for the season. Joe Staley's coming back in 6 to 8 weeks. So what are your thoughts on that, guys?
I don't. Go ahead, Kev.
I mean, it's not a secret. We need to address that now. No, but I would say give him one game. Give him a game to see how battle tested he is. Based upon his performance on Sunday, then we can moving forward. But then again, if we pick up Trent Williams, okay, once Staley comes back, you got 2 Pro Bowl left tackles now, but now what do you do? You see what I'm saying? That's another situation we got to deal with once he comes back. Or like I said in one of my tweets, as crazy as it may sound, if we can get hook Trent Williams, may IR Staley for the year. You know what I'm saying? I call me crazy, but I'm just saying these are just possibilities. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not trading for him. I'm not. He still is gonna want. What's he got? 3 years left on his deal.
I'm not sure, but ain't he older than Staley too?
Are you talking about Staley or are you talking about Williams?
Williams.
All right, I'll look up his deal while you proceed.
Yeah, so I think he has 3 years left on his deal. I think
he's 3 or 4 years younger than Joe Staley. Just so you guys are clear.
Yeah,
that doesn't make him spry. That doesn't make him spry. He's also suffered a ton of injuries. So that doesn't make him one of these guys that we can go out and just say, oh, he's going to be here for the next 7 or 8 years. He's gone through a lot of injuries, way more than Joe Staley. So that's not what I clicked.
But like I said, I'm not trading for him because of the fact that you're not going to be able to. How are you going to utilize him when Joe Staley comes back? You got the option of putting Joe Staley on the IR, like Kev was saying, but I'm not going to say that's stupid because it's something that you can do, but I highly doubt that the Niners will do that.
He's under contract until 2020, and in 2021, he's an unrestricted free agent.
So you only get a year. You only get this year and next year with him.
Next year, yeah. And he's on the books for $11 million this year. And no, I'm sorry. His cap hit is $13 million this year. Well,
we got folks to pay, man.
If we trade for him now, it'll be $11 million. Next year is 14.6. So that's a lot of money because we just gave Staley that money and we have a first rounder on the other side.
Plus whatever you give up for him. So
exactly.
It's really expensive to wait. we're looking at 6, possibly 8 weeks for Joe Staley to come back. It was a hairline fracture. It wasn't a complete break. So it's not going to be – I bet you he could be back in 6 weeks. It's probably going to be 4 weeks in a cast, 2 weeks of getting back up to work, and maybe possibly a third week. So you're looking at anywhere, like we said, 6 to 8 weeks, possibly 6 or 7 to start playing again. You go and trade for Trent Williams. You're giving up a first. That's what they're looking for, right? So you're losing that capital. We already don't have a second, and then you owe this guy $11 million this year, $14 million next year. So why go and trade for somebody when you already have a 6th-round pick guy in Justin Skule there, who really didn't play that bad in preseason? Everybody's worried. Everybody came to this perception of he's not good in pass pro because of the fact that Kyle didn't pass when he was in there. Well, he still passed when he was in there. He just didn't pass as much. But I think a lot of that, like I said earlier, it has to do with we were up by so much. Why drop Jimmy back and get him hit and take an injury that you really don't need? Hand the ball off, continue to manage the clock, run the football. You already gashed him for 200 some odd yards, so keep gashing him more. Take the chance on Skule, see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, you got Sam Young out there. You got guys out there that you can bring in that can hold you over until Joe Staley gets back. To me, it's pointless to go and trade for somebody who's not going to be, quote unquote, a big part of your team going forward once Joe Staley comes back.
I agree, especially right now. Like not right now. You know, I don't think it's a dire need today, especially if we don't know what Skule's going to do. Skule, how you say it?
We're saying Skule.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Skule. That's what Nick told me. Skule.
Sound it out. Skule. Okay, Skule. So especially if you don't know, you know what I'm saying, what Skule is going to do. Like, he might end up being just a Stonewall out there, a Hall. You know what I'm saying? He got a point to prove.
Man, I didn't realize he was 6'6".
And think about something else. What if he shows his ass? Joe Staley ain't 16 no more. You know what I'm saying? So
no, all that means that we found his replacement. That's all.
Right.
Developmental guy. Someone was talking about you don't trade for a first round for. We were talking. It was something we're going to get to later about the Jalen Ramsey thing, right? You don't trade a first rounder for a guy like that because we need to get a tackle. And I said, well, Joe Staley's here for another 3 years. We don't need a tackle right now. And their response was, well, no, you want a guy to develop. You don't develop a first-round tackle. If you take a tackle in the first round, he's expected to be inserted right away. You develop a third-round, fourth-round, fifth-round guy. Those are the developmental pieces, not the first-round guy. So if you're looking for a Joe Staley replacement that you're going to develop, it's in the later rounds. You're not trading that for your Jalen Ramsey type of guy. So. But, yeah, so I think that this game is really important for the future of the 49ers when it comes to Skule. We're going to have to watch him. If he plays well, hey, we might have found the jewel here. If he struggles a lot, we might need to make a move so we can keep our playoff hopes alive.
Right.
If he has a bad game, I think Kyle Shanahan is smart enough to scheme it away from his side of the field or put Toilolo over there and block a little, send him a little bit of help or whatever he has to do. We'll see some more formations with Juice and Toilolo on the field at the same time. You know what I mean? They're going to have those blocking guys out there. We'll be okay to overcome the pressures that come this way from the left side of the offense this game. But I do think that this game is going to determine how the 49ers handle that position going forward.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not sure who Pittsburgh got out there in front of Skule, but in a couple of weeks, you know who we got in front of him. Goddamn Myles Garrett.
That's what I was just telling Nick, man. I was telling Nick the best front four in the NFL is coming to our house soon, and we got to be ready for it. We have to be ready for it, man.
What you mean? The best front four is in our house?
No.
I'm just.
Don't do that. I'm not giving it to him yet. I know. Feel that way.
I'm just popping over the mouth, man.
Nick, do you feel that way?
Yep, I definitely do feel that way.
See? You see what I'm saying? It'd be your own people.
I'm just saying that, hey, listen here, that's my squad. But now we have potential to be. We do.
Y'all are telling me that you don't see them. Did anybody watch the Jets game in the first quarter?
Bro, it was the Jets.
Bro.
How many times?
Hey.
Look, Myles Garrett. Look, Mike, you even said in our room, they weren't blocking him. They were letting him go. Of course, if you don't get to him, 3 times. And how many other times was he offsides? 3 times. Like,
hey,
he's fast. He's fast off the line. That's what he has. And when you don't show and help block him, he's going to eat you up. They had no answer on that offensive line at all, even with their running backs for Myles Garrett. Nothing. They had no answer.
Now, here's a question. There is one series where I think Myles Garrett had a sack every down.
Yeah, but he also had 2 offsides on that down.
No. But my point is, at that point in time, the third string, the guy that worked in Walmart until last night, was playing quarterback, and he was back there checking his Twitter in the pocket. I'm like, get rid of the ball. I mean, did you watch it? And so that helped him a lot. Not taking it from Myles Garrett. Look, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, man, we go. Hopefully,
Myles
school is ready.
Myles Garrett is really good, but to me, he has one move and one move only. It's that speed bull rush, and that's it.
That's not. Get the fuck. Okay, never mind.
What was he doing last night, Mike?
Myles Garrett
beating everybody off the line with a bull rush. That's it.
Nick, that's the move that he was working with that game because the guy couldn't stop him. You don't change shit that's working. Myles Garrett is not just a bull rush, and you know that, bro. Come on, Nick. Don't do that to him. You know Myles Garrett's not just a bull rush, Nick. Nick, come on, bro. This is somebody that we want to get. You know damn well Myles Garrett is not just a bull rush. Don't do that. Don't do that to him.
So
is D4 just speed?
I want to know is what?
Is D4 just speed?
No.
Okay, then. So you know Myles Garrett ain't just a bull rush, bro. Don't do that to him.
No, he's just a bull. The dude is just a bull.
I'll give you that. That boy's a bull. I'll give you that. He's not just a bull.
Last night, that's all I used. But they literally had no answer for him. But tell me who you're saying you don't think they have a better front four. Who, other than Myles Garrett, Olivia Vernon, right, is there now?
And he is effective because he's not the man. See, listen, it's about complementary football. When he was with the Giants, he was looked at as the man. He couldn't handle it on his own. He don't have to be the man anymore. Kyle Shanahan doesn't have a single number 1 wide receiver on this offense, but he has a bunch of complementary pieces. That's the difference. That's what makes football.
Right, but you don't think that our front four are better than what Cleveland has as a front four?
No.
Why? We're more complimentary than what?
No, we're not.
Cleveland has.
Okay, here we go. Y'all gonna make me do this right now.
No. But other than Myles Garrett and Vernon, who they D tackle?
Nobody there. There's nobody there.
Y'all are.
I will take our front four over Cleveland's front four. I'm not gonna just Cleveland's.
Who are they D tackles?
They have Myles Garrett.
Bro, they have Sheldon Richardson and the guy whose name I say is playing better than Richardson. Gonzalez or whatever the fuck is
washed up, bro.
Yeah, Nick. Okay.
How is he not?
Okay.
How is he not?
Bro.
Oh.
You even said that when we was gonna come here after Seattle. He's washed up. Washed up.
Sheldon Richardson is not washed up, Nick, and you know it. And like I said, I named Sheldon Richardson, and I said I like the other guy better, whose name I can't say. It's like Ungoblia or something like that. That dude, Larry Ogunjobi.
Goku or something like that? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's their
man. Don't disrespect that front four. Don't do that. And you can't tell me a single thing DeForest Buckner has done this season. Not one. All y'all can sit here and talk all the shit you want about DeForest
Buckner. 2
Buckner.
sacks last game.
No, he didn't. He hasn't had 2 sacks all year.
What do you have? A sack and a half and 2 pressures? What do you have last week?
Yeah. DeForest Buckner got a sack, and it was a coverage sack last week.
What? Okay, so let's go. What did Myles Garrett do week 1?
Are we comparing Myles Garrett, the end, to DeForest Buckner?
Well, let's just compare him to Nick Bosa.
Who
so
are we
far this
comparing to
year.
Nick Bosa?
And he played a shitty ass Jets team.
Who are we comparing to Nick Bosa? I'll pull up the stats. I want to know so I can pull it up.
Myles Garrett, the same position.
All right. Give me a second. Myles Garrett stats. Here we go. All right. Myles Garrett on the season has 5 sacks so far. Do you want me to keep going?
And he got 3 of them last night, right?
I don't give a shit. He got 2 the first week. You want me to click Nick Bosa now, or do you want
against
me to click
who?
You want me to click
against who?
Against Tennessee, who has a really good tackle. Don't do that, Nick. You can only play the people in front of you, bro.
You're absolutely right. You can. But I'm just saying, you're hyping Myles Garrett up.
And
I'm talking overall line depth and our line. I'm taking our line over Cleveland.
I'm looking at it now.
No, you're making me sound like a 49ers hater. That's not what I'm trying to be, bro. You got to understand that Nick Bosa was going against a third-string tackle. A third-string tackle last week against the Bengals. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't make me sound like I'm hating on this dude because I'm not. The young man,
listen,
better front four is in Cleveland.
No, it's not. You may have a better piece on that front four, but it's not overall a better four. It's not.
That's not okay. I don't know how to argue this.
Because you're just bringing up Myles Garrett. Yes, he's a beast. But
I brought up all 4 players, bro. I didn't just mention Garrett. I said Garrett, Olivier Vernon, Sheldon Richardson, and Ogunjobi, or whoever the fuck his name is.
So you're taking all 4 of them over our front 4.
I'm saying that those 4 collectively are better than our 4 collectively. We don't even have a 4th. We're talking about
but who is this guy? Larry Ogun discombobulated.
A badass defensive tackle. That's who he is, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all he's nice. Now, if you ask me about our front 7 versus their front 7, I'll take our front 7 because you start including linebackers in that. I'm not a Niners haters, guys. I'm a realist. I'm telling you what I say.
But I'm just saying, overall, our front 4, I feel like we have more versatility in our front 4 than they do in Cleveland.
All right. So Myles Garrett has 5 sacks this year. What are we doing this just off of sacks? Let me know what you want me to look up. I can pull up PFF grid. We have PFF, and you know how I feel about that. I don't even give a shit about that, but I don't know how to tell you guys this answer right here.
Breaking news: Adrian Colbert signed with Seattle.
Oh,
surprise!
Wow.
We saw that though. He posted a picture of it, and I sent them a DM. Oh shit, my bad. But we saw that he posted the picture last week.
Well, we already know that all people who leave San Francisco go to Seattle. So, man, as much as I wanted to love Adrian Colbert and support him wherever he went, sorry, bro, I'm done with you.
Yeah,
I'm done with you.
Dang.
You.
Richardson has Myles Garrett has 10 tackles and 5 sacks on the year. Sheldon Richardson has 9 sacks on the year.
9 sacks?
No, I'm sorry, 9 tackles. My apologies.
Oh, I was like, damn.
No, that's my fault.
Already?
Good catch. That's my fault. I'm looking up the other guy right now. Y'all can keep going. I'm looking at their front 4, and Mike, I see your point. Nick, I see your point too. Because if you think about it, if you omit the guy with the crazy last name from their front 4, if you omit, let's say, a Sheldon Day from ours, we got Nick Bosa, D Ford, and Defoe. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, I mean, other than
Eric Armstead,
which he played a lot of in last game too. I noticed that.
Played inside too. He played
you're right.
Larry Ogunjobi has 8 tackles and 1 sack already, and then Olivier Vernon. So
that was pretty impressive. Ogunjobi, okay, I'm pretty impressive.
I tried.
That's how you say it.
We got Myles Garrett with 10 sacks. 10 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 sacks. 10 tackles, 5 sacks. We have Sheldon Richardson with 9 tackles. We have Larry Ogunjobi with 8 tackles and 1 sack. And then Olivier Vernon has this year, all right, 3 tackles. That's it.
So Myles Garrett leads the team with sacks.
He's their best passer. He's supposed to. Now let me break down ours. I'll break down ours now. Okay, it's only fair, right? We're doing front 4 versus front 4. So we got 10, 9, 8, and 3. What's the total on that? 10, 9, 8, that's 27, and 3, that's 30 exactly. 30 tackles and 5, 6 sacks. 30 and 6. Y'all remember that for me, okay? All right.
30 and 6. Murray Hanks, 36.
There you go. DeForest Buckner.
Okay, baby.
Yeah.
DeForest Buckner. Y'all ready? DeForest Buckner, 3 tackles, 1 sack. All right. That's DeForest Buckner, 3 and 1. We're going to go with.
And that's it?
Bro, he's been invisible all year. But again, I'm going to sound like a hater, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I don't want to do that. Nick Bosa, 3 and 1. So we're at 6 and 2.
Wow, that's it?
Bro, don't make me do this.
Don't make me do this.
D Ford, 2 and 1. So
hey, stop right there. And why I feel like we're in an episode of Family Feud.
Yeah,
we're not gonna make the score.
This is what I'm trying to say, man. Like, we're hype on the names, we're hype on what they're doing and all that stuff. Now, that doesn't show pressures or anything. And pressures, a lot of people will argue, are more important than sacks. So I'm not trying to take away and diminish what our guys are doing. I'm telling y'all that the other guys are better. The other front 4 is better. Hey, there's nothing.
You know what?
I still got top 5.
That tells me, because the tackles alone, before you even stopped, they were low. That means the second and third level getting a lot of these tackles.
And I will say this: our guys have been in the rotation. We're rotating our guys way more than what the Browns are doing. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm not trying to diminish what we're doing. I understand why it's happening the way it is. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see why it's happening the way it is, but their front 4 right now is better than our front 4. Doesn't mean that we can't be better. Doesn't mean that we won't finish the year better. I just told Nick, what was the stat I read earlier today? I said Nick Bosa has 10 pressures on the year as a rookie, and that is the highest for all defensive linemen in the NFL. That's the highest. That's Nick Bosa. I'm not trying to diminish what we're doing, but we're talking groups. We're talking the package. We're talking the front 4. I just think, and it shows, they have the better front 4. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I see your point.
Great, but what I was trying to say overall,
the Jaguars front 4 nice too.
I got us top 5. We might be top 3. We might be top 3. What were you going to say, Nick? Go ahead.
I was just saying that's what I was trying to say to you. Overall, I'm taking the 4 with the depth compared to Cleveland. Cleveland has nobody behind those 2 guys. Nobody.
No, we have better depth. That's not the conversation. What did I say? I said front 4.
Right, but I'm taking our 4 overall. 4 guys are better than 2 guys on that team.
That's not true. Our 4 guys didn't.
You got one guy that's leading with sacks. You got one guy on there that's leading with sacks.
Hey, I don't give a shit, Nick. 2 of their guys was better than all 4 of ours. What are you talking about, bro?
I can't wait till this weekend with y'all 2, boy. This is gonna be epic, man.
He's not listening to what I'm saying.
No, it's just you're not listening to you're arguing my opinion with your opinion. I'm taking our front 4. You want to take their front 4. Go Nick, be a Browns fan.
Nick, Myles Garrett has more tackles and sacks than our front 4 combined.
Well, you didn't go through all of our front 4.
I don't need to go through our front 4. I went through our leaders, bro.
Wasn't gonna make the cut.
Thank you, Kev. Come on, man. Don't make me do that. I don't want to sound like a hater, man. You're making me sound like I don't like the team.
No, you do that to yourself, not me.
That's not what I'm trying to do, man. Come on, Nick. Don't make me be that guy, man.
Hey, you're doing that to yourself.
I love this squad, man. I'm Niners all day, baby. Don't do that.
It's been a question sitting here for a minute. Somebody asked.
It's an important question from Avtar Singh. Is Ford going to be healthy this game? This has been a question that we needed to answer for a while.
I think that's going to linger with him all season. So the question is, can he play through it? I mean, Ronald Blair Hey, Blair's a beast. Hey, I've been a Blair fan for a while.
No, he's only got 1-1.
But my point is, he can get the job done too.
You looked at Blair's numbers. He's only got 1-1.
Well, I guess because you already said the leaders. So,
what do you mean?
You said you went through all our depth.
I think he was doing the starters, right? Mike, you only doing the starters?
Nick know what I was doing. He just be playing dumb like that.
Right, but I said you didn't do Eric Armstead or other guys and count.
Because that's depth. Nick, I was saying front four, not depth.
How is Eric Armstead not a front four? He starts at a defensive tackle position. He's still a front four. And you were like, I did the leaders, so it wasn't anything closer. So Ronald Blair can't have more than.
I think he was doing starters.
Nick, you can pick the fourth person. You want me to do Eric Armstead or you want me to do both?
All I'm trying to say to you is you said.
I just want you to answer my question.
Hold on. You said you already said the leaders on the team. You went 3.
I never said that, Nick.
You did. I said
what else? Leaders never came out of my mouth, Nick.
Yes, it did.
No, the fuck it didn't, bro. I'm talking. I know what I'm saying.
I think it said starters.
Leaders, bro. I said starters. I said I'm starting front four. I never said leaders. I never said that.
If somebody else is leading, then and they're not starting, then
that don't mean shit. Depth players can have, bro. Oh my God, your boy Elvis Doomerville was not a starter, and he led the team in 2 years ago. Don't do this, Nick. The starter and leaders aren't the same thing, bro. Don't do this.
All right, I'm done getting you riled up. Let's go. I'm done getting you riled up.
Come on, man.
Yo, I'm doing on Mike tonight.
I see what Kev got going on over there.
Yeah, I see Kev too.
Now,
Mr. Black, man.
I looked up 3 players. I looked up Ford, I looked up Bosa, and I looked up Buckner. You can pick the fourth person. I can look up Armstead, or I can look up Blair. I can even look up DJ Jones.
Well, look. Here's the question. I do want to know now. Starter or not, rotational guy, who leads the D-line and tackles?
Who leads the D-line and tackles for the Niners?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
49ers stats. Give me a couple of seconds. I'll look this up, and I'll get you an answer as soon as possible. Boom. Let me zoom in.
I just fucking tickle Mike's fucking till tonight, boy.
Y'all be making me sound like I'm a hater. I swear to God.
No, you be making yourself sound like a hater.
Saturday's going to be nuts, man.
Eric Armstead has the most tackles on the defensive line. He's got 8 tackles.
Not bad.
Eric Armstead followed by Ronald Blair, and then Buckner with 3. Now, that goes to my point that our depth is better than their depth. Now, amongst all of those guys, those 3 guys that I named, we only got 2 sacks. Blair has 1 and Buckner has the other. That's it. But we have more depth. That's it.
Ronald Blair's leading the team, and him and Armstead are tied.
That's what I just said that. I said they both got 8.
No, they both have 4.
8. No, they have 8 tackles.
We should have 7 sacks total so far.
Combinations. That's assists and everything.
Yeah,
they have 4.
If they bring down somebody, an assist counts as a tackle in my book.
But it's not a tackle. There's 4 total tackles by themselves. There's 4. Then there's 4 assists, which give him 8.
You want to diminish? Fine, go ahead.
I'm just saying they don't have 8. You're giving the wrong statistic.
Make it sound
worse. They have 4.
Okay, go ahead. They're not as good as I thought, guys. I'm sorry. Nick is right. I'm wrong. They're worse.
This is must-see TV, people.
I don't know what he wants me to say, man.
This is the funniest shit right here.
I don't know what he wants me to say.
Oh, I can't wait to fuck with y'all on Saturday, boy. I'm telling you.
Now we ain't like this off camera, bro.
Hey, why not? Damn it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to make the guys sound better than what they are. And niggas like, no. He don't have 8. He got 4, Mike. Oh, well, then fucking take half of it away.
I'm just saying. You got to get – but that's the saying. Like, how many times – like, I don't know. It's just –
we have 7 total sacks as a defense. 7.
Right.
3.5 is a game. Like this. Hey, look, man. It is what it is, man. Y'all. I'm not.
Who leads the team in sacks? Eric Armstead.
And then we get stuff like this popping up in the chat here. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm
Get
saying?
him off you, Mike.
I like this one right here.
Mike Burleson. Yeah. Look. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know football. I'm telling y'all numbers that are already recorded. That's all I've said. And look at what's happening. You see what I'm saying?
Jeez.
It's all good.
They must not watch our show though. They don't know.
Look at this. Look at this shit.
I love it.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. His name is Mike.
They
This
going
is Mike
in.
on Mike crime. This is Mike on Mike crime. This is crazy.
They going in.
Yeah, look. Mike is a hater. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This is crazy.
Get him.
Yo, Mike, you know our fan base, bro. We got to be homers.
Get him.
Look, Mike getting heated. Nick, please tell him I'm not even upset.
He's
Like-
definitely not.
I'm just chilling.
Okay.
Look. I got exposed. How the fuck I get exposed? By being right. I have said nothing incorrect all night long, but I got exposed. What's happening here? What is happening here, bro?
Man,
This is why we love our supporters, our fans.
they say Colbert got signed to the practice squad.
Oh, it's to the practice squad?
You didn't add that part.
No, because it didn't say practice squad.
Yeah,
When I looked at
he's eligible to go right to the practice squad.
I'm looking at Twitter right now, man. I'm not saying dude's accurate, but I'm like, practice squad. But yeah.
Yeah, it didn't say practice squad when I looked at it.
Yeah. Hey guys, listen.
I was getting too caught up over here with Mike Burleson.
Mike, I
Get him off you, Mike.
I like that. I like Andrews better, but Mike Burleson that's funny. Listen, guys, no, it's all love over here, guys. And listen, just because I think that someone has a better front four than us does not mean that I think they have a better defense than us. I'm taking the Niners 10 days and Sundays, and there's only 7 days a week, baby. Like I am all in on this Niners defense right now. The Browns can't do what we do on the back end. They can't do what we do with the linebackers. And they can't even do what we do with the depth. If you give me our front 7 defensive linemen, I'm taking the Niners all day, every day. That's just how it is, man. I'm taking the depth, the unit. Give me our unit. That's all I'm talking about right now. Give me the unit, man. The 49ers defense is locked and loaded. We coming. All gas, no break. No break. All gas, no break. And ain't nothing they can do.
Hey, man, better put the S on there.
We can't put the S on there, man. We can't put the S on there, bro. We can't do it, Kev. Even though it sounds better with the S, we can't.
Hey, I did notice that both my articles, y'all smooth took my S off my shit.
We had to. We went back. We checked. We talked to Robert Alperino, the vice president of the team. He said, "Hey, Mike, man, listen. There's no S. There's no S. Robert Saleh says all gas, no break." We pulled up the audio clip, and sure enough, he's at the microphone saying it without an S. We're gonna rock with what Robert Saleh is saying. The bad guy is spoken. My man looked like Lex Luthor from a Superman movie. And I'm not fucking with him. Lex Luthor, I'm giving it to him, man. I'm giving it to him. All gas, no break, baby. Let's go. I can't wait to get there.
Man.
I can't wait to see y'all this weekend, fellas. This is going to be
it's going down, bro. I'm flying Friday, be at mom's house overnight. I'm shooting out there to y'all Saturday afternoon. It's going down, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And this guy right here, Will, is right. I am over here sweating. I'm back here in my back room. I'm hot. I was drinking. I took some nighttime pills. I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm ready to get up out of here, man. Nick, talk to me, man. What's up, bro?
One last thing before we go. We gotta do the giveaway. And 2, somebody said let's talk about Jalen Ramsey. What do you think about Jalen Ramsey? Would you try to make a move for him?
I'm on the fence only because we give away that first rounder. What we don't pick to the 3rd round. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just don't think with everything he's been through, especially with the tantrum on the sideline, be it warranted or not. I don't know if Lynch is going to go for that. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we bring him in. Somebody getting bumped. You know what I'm saying? So it's another situation where all these playmakers and what you gonna do with them all. But I will say, Kwan Williams, I wouldn't mind seeing Verrett in this spot if Verrett has played nickel.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Mike thinks he's inactive this week, but I don't know. We'll see. But Mike, what do you think of Jalen Ramsey, man?
Let me break this down for y'all. Here's Jalen Ramsey's numbers right here. This is according to PFF. Overall, he's at a 48.9. His run defense is a 69.7.
This season?
This season, just this season.
Oh, okay. I mean, well, he's just disgruntled.
I don't care. He still got to put film out there.
True. And I mean, he got plenty of film. I mean, but yeah, I see your point, though. I see your point.
Right. So 48.9 overall. His run defense is 69.7, and his coverage grade is 44.8. Okay.
So basically, this season, Spoon was better than him this season.
Well, let me give you Spoon's numbers. Overall, 80.4. Run defense, 69.9, still higher. And his coverage grade is 83.8. Give me a Keller Witherspoon this season over Jalen Ramsey. Now,
yeah, man, Spoon been lights out, man.
It could be the opponents we're playing, or it could be the tutelage of Joe Woods. We've got a new secondary coach out there. He's working with these DBs, man. These guys look different this year. You can sit here and tell me, oh, well, who have we played and who have they played and all that kind of stuff, right? We played Mike Evans and Godwin. Those guys are fast, they're big, they're tall, they're powerful, right? And then we came over here with John Ross. You know what I mean? Now, A.J. Green didn't play, but they still had guys out there. They had plenty of opportunities to mess up their coverage grades. Spoon looks good this year. I'm not just going to be like, hey, let me give up a first-round pick for a guy that's only going to be this much better than what we already seen. I'm not buying into that. I'm not doing it. And I did this not just for them. I did this for Minkah Fitzpatrick. I did this for a couple of other Jaquiski Tart and all that. Listen, man, the Niners are okay. Y'all might not think we are, but the Niners are okay. I promise you, we're okay, man.
Look, this is my whole feeling. I'm like, and I agree with you. You know how I am. I'm big on building our youth. You know what I mean? But people keep forgetting. They think we can just go out and just trade away picks and bring people on with high salaries. And then Jalen Ramsey already pulled up and wants a bank. He's already said this. Mm-hmm. You go and you waste a pick. You get him here for $13 million next year. I'm not even going to count what he makes this year, which is, I'll just tell you, he's only making $3 million base salary this year.
He's still on that rookie contract. That's why.
Yeah, but next year he makes $13,703,000 next year. And then he's going to want the bank after that. How are you re-signing Kittles?
Defoe.
Oh, yeah. Like, how are you re-signing these guys? But you guys all, because you hear a name and he's a great player, why do you think about the future of this team? Not just right now. Yes, we get him. We go win a Super Bowl. But then guess what? We lose George Kittle. We lose Defoe. And we're right back to the shithole.
And here's the difference, right? I think that even if we got Ramsey, we can afford a Defoe. We can even afford a Kittle with Ramsey. But what you can't afford are the depth pieces. Right now, the 49ers are slated to lose Ronald Blair. We're slated to lose Eric Armstead. Those are our sack and tackle leaders. We just talked about this. Those are the guys that are the depth pieces that are making us so confident in the rest of the team.
And they've been here. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. So we lose those guys. Then it's like, all right, then where are we at for real? Okay. We lose those guys, and then that's just to get marginally better. If the Niners were struggling in the secondary, if we were losing games or games are close because of what they were doing back there, I maybe would feel a little bit different. Right now, that's turning out to be a strength of the team. They're more consistent in the secondary than they are up front with the pass rush right now. There's no way I'm shaking up that camaraderie to say, hey, bring this guy over here with attitude. Bring this guy out here with swag and his own me attitude and throw him in this mix. Right now, there's a brotherhood. There's a bond. I'm not breaking
I feel that.
I'm not breaking it up. That's me.
Yeah, I'm not breaking it up either. I'm not trying. Look, I understand Jalen Ramsey's a great player, right? I'm not going to take anything away from him. And people can sit here and say, well, you make the moves for great players, but you also make moves that aren't going to hurt you for the future, hurt you now, the future, or anything further than that. You got to also have the money to bring in and sign players next year and the year after. You can't go and throw the bank at somebody in one position. We're going to have Matt Breida that's going to need to be re-signed. You're going to have Raheem Mostert just signed a deal, so you don't have to worry about him. You got DeForest Buckner. You got Ronald Blair. You got Nick Mullins. Like, backup guys that are going to be the future of this team. where you keep that depth as big as it is. Eric Armstead, if he does come back next year, he's on a contract deal. DeForest Buckner. Nick Bosa's on a contract deal. So you're going to have the 4 years and a fifth-year option. Yeah. Whatchamacallit signed 5-year, D Ford. But Fred Warner's going to need to get paid in 2 years. You know, Dre Greenlaw is going to need to get paid in 3 years or 4 years. So,
Three.
Yeah, 3. So why go and waste the money now to get you one title instead of building your team and winning more than one title?
About the title, though, bro, it's literally about getting marginally better. He's not taking us. We're not going from a 4 to a 10 by him. Right now, we're at an 8. I'm talking about right now. Now, maybe it doesn't shake out this way throughout the rest of the year, but you're asking me to trade for him today. Today, the Niners are the 3rd best secondary in the entire NFL. He's not taking us over the top. And even if he does bump us to number 1, I'm cool with being 8th. I mean, with being 3rd. I'm okay with that. He doesn't do enough for me to say, here's a number 1 and a big contract. It's not, the value isn't there. It's just
well, most fans treat this like we're playing Madden franchise mode or something. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, and that's the thing. You can't look at it that way. You can't look at it as I'm going to make this dream team or get these players because of their names or even what they've done when we've already made additions. Our secondary, like Mike just said, we're 3rd. Compared to last year, we were 32nd. Yes, it's only 2 games. We've jumped. We went from like a 30.1 PFF grade to an 80.2 in coverage. Mm-hmm. So the addition of Joe Woods, the addition of Tarvarius Moore, the addition of just the players, Akello Witherspoon coming along. Akello Witherspoon has been balling out, and he can be that much better. Richard Sherman is starting to come back into his own. Even though he's getting older, he's starting to come back into his own. Then you have the likes of a Pro Bowl corner sitting on your bench inactive in case something happens.
Come on, exactly. No one's thinking about what happens with Verrett.
Like, why? Why waste the money when I'm all about building our team through the draft and building our team as a young team to be good for sustained years instead of just a 1 or 2 year.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to become the Patriots. Like, that's what I'm trying to become. A dynasty team that continues to win day in, day out. Yeah, I'm not trying to spend all this money on one player.
I'm with you. And somebody just said something about Jamal Adams. I think the same thing applies. You know what I'm saying? We're cool.
And you got to look at what these guys are doing this year. We have a new coaching staff. We have new position coaches, right? I got Jamal Adams' numbers pulled up right here, right? Overall, 59.6. Run defense, 77. Coverage grade, 53.8. That sounds really, really good. But when you compare it to a Tarvarius Moore, right? Tarvarius Moore is a 56.5, right? His run defense is 53.4, and his coverage grade is 68.3.
I thought Adams was a box safety. He played box, don't he?
Okay. Oh, no. You're right.
He plays both, though, I think.
I was comparing the chart. No, he's right. I got him compared to Tart right here. My bad. Here's Tart's numbers.
He been quiet.
Yeah, 62.0. Overall, 66.3. Coverage is 59.5. Again, it's marginally better. It's better. Right. It's marginally. It's nothing that you're going to sit here and be like, hey, we got to get him here. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
This is what it comes down to right now. If our offense continues to click, we're going to score on average of 27 to 35 points a game, right? We've given up 17 points per game, right? 17 points per game. And we're talking about we need to make this move. No, we don't need to make any move. We don't need
only to break 2 touchdowns. Again, I'm with that.
We don't need to break up the chemistry, like Mike was saying, on this defense right now. We don't need to do that. If somebody gets injured and goes down and we need to make a move, the team will make a move. But right now, everybody's still talking about secondary. All I've heard all offseason, our safeties suck, our corners suck, our this suck. Well, guys, we're 3rd in coverage in the entire NFL right now. So we're winning games. We don't need to add another player to continue winning games. Like, our pass rush has been really good. Pressures, sacks, whatever you want to call it, as well as our coverage skills. To me, it's a cancer bringing another player in here like a Jamal Adams who's going to demand the bank. You hear how he talks. And to me, I'm happy with what we have right now. Can we get better? Yes. But do I want to risk the likes of the team and the future for one player? It's a name. I'll take the under. You just heard Peter Schrager, right, on NFL Network today. You don't know who these guys are running the ball for the 49ers, but they're doing it. I'd rather stay that way. Stay under the radar. Continue to play good football. They'll notice who we are, and people will know who we are. And that's the way it is.
Agreed.
I'm done, bro.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay, right. Drop the mic.
Mic drop. Mike, get up here. Let me drop you. All right, so we'll do this giveaway real quick for people that don't know. And if you didn't comment, that sucks to be y'all. Our last video, what was it? Predicting the 49ers and Bengals game, right, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
So we said that we would give away
Brent Jones
autographed 8x10 picture.
Yeah, I'm going to drop out so you can do this because you got the bigger screen and everything if I drop out. So you got
All right. So I told you guys to make sure you went over and commented on that video after we were done. There are some comments on there. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to do a screen share once I get this ready up here. Kevin, I'm going to drop you out real quick, buddy.
All right.
Oh, Nick, I can't. Mike, you're on mute.
Nick is getting his screen share and everything ready over there. This is going to be a giveaway for the video that we just posted previously where we asked people to comment on the outcome of the game. While he's pulling up the screen share, I'm going to stall and just say ABC 1, 2, 3. No, I'm kidding. Thank you guys for checking us out here tonight, guys. There was no arguments that were heated or anything like that. It's all love here with Nothing But Niners. This is what we do on a regular basis. So if this is your first time checking in, don't think, oh, shit, they're going to kill each other. That's what you get on a regular basis over here. All right. Now, my man Kev was over there toting. I don't know what.
It was a black, man. It was a black.
Oh,
don't do that.
Black, right.
I was out on camera now. You know what I'm saying?
All right, okay. All right. Hey, listen, man. We saw Nick doing it. We saw you doing it. There was somebody else too, man. You go back and watch the game from this weekend. We saw.
I was not doing that.
For sure. Now
really wasn't.
You got it.
First off, I wouldn't come on camera with that, but
right.
You know what I mean? So, all right, let me do the screen share real quick, guys. I'm going to get you up here. Share screen. Share. All right, here we go. So I need to put the comment in there, which I did. Continue. That's the YouTube comment or page right there. So we're going to pick a winner. Whoever pops up is going to win. 49ers are the #1 defense. Daniel Andre. Daniel Andre is the winner. So let's get off of here. Let's bring.
Daniel.
Come on down.
Daniel Andre, you are the winner.
You got 48 hours, bro.
You got to contact me. So I will put that text number up there. Send us an email, nbniners@nothingbutniners.com. Once I find that. Huh?
I got it. You said you want to email it?
Yeah, put the email up there.
nbniners@nothingbutniners.com. We also have the phone number, too, if you want to text you. I mean, I don't know. But you could get a text from anybody, right?
Yeah.
Brent Jones.
See if Daniel's in here. I don't know if he's in here. But, guys, I know he's normally in here a lot, so that's pretty cool. Just let me know, Daniel, once you watch this video. Make sure you contact me ASAP.
Damn, Daniel. Sorry.
Daniel Andre, congrats. You are the winner, baby. Just put that up on the screen. Make sure you guys know. Like I said, guys, it's all gas, no break.
Let's go.
Because gas, you know.
Let's go.
Hey,
I
listen,
can't. Oh, Saturday can't get in fast enough, man.
we're not quite sure how the the videos are going to go next week while we're there. We're going to be trying to do a lot of these from our mobile devices, so we should warn people about how the footage may look. We might not be able to have the smooth setup and the layouts and things like that, but we will try to bring you guys some exclusive footage while we are there in San Francisco, well, Santa Clara for the game, or San Jose.
Deep too.
Yeah, we're going to be deep. We're going to try to go live from a couple of different phones and all that. So, guys, please bear with us and bear with the quality of the videos that we are putting out here on the YouTube page. We want to keep you guys with us. For those of you who watch from the East Coast, a ton of you guys are East Coast followers, just like myself. I'm over here in Pennsylvania, formerly of New Jersey. Nick is in Jersey right now. And so we lock into this channel for those reasons, the coverage of the games and things like that. So when you guys are seeing this next week, just keep in mind that we are not where we normally are. We're not located with the cameras and the laptops and all that. We're going to be working off of mobile devices. So the coverage, the quality of the videos, just all that's going to be a little bit different, but understand why it's happening that way. We're all going to be in one area trying to bring you guys some content. So keep that in mind, okay?
The crew is together.
Hey,
Can't wait.
for Voltron of that.
Yeah, Tim. So Tim said, "How do you win again?" Just commenting or a certain comment subject. It was just a comment on that video that I stated. We gave you guys like 4 or 5 days to comment on that and give you a chance, and we said that we would announce it on Tuesday. So that's what we were doing. So Daniel Andre is the winner. The next giveaway I will do is look at that nice little rally towel.
There you go.
That'll be the next giveaway that we will do. Another nice Niners. I don't know if you. I guess it's a faithful flag type rally towel, so that'll be fun. But yeah, guys, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Set your bell for notifications so that you know when we go live. And also make sure that you check in with us if you are going to be at the home opener, because we will be there live, really live, Friday and Saturday.
Live and direct.
Sunday and Monday. I will be there Friday to Monday. I get in Friday at 11. So if anybody's going to be around, make sure you guys come to the meet and greet if you guys are around San Jose area and you can make it out there. Come to 87 North San Pedro Street in San Jose at the San Pedro Square Market. It'll be a lot of fun. I know Eric Wright's going to be there. Niners Radio is going to be there. Grant Cohn will be there. Trying to get Robert Alberino and Nick Clark to come out. I think Robert Alberino has already told me, yes, he's going to be coming out. So that'll be a little different and a ton of faithful. So Shoulder's doing the same. I mean, I get it. You know, it's getting there. Hopefully. Thanks. Thanks.
They're still on you, Mike.
So much for the PG-13 shows anymore, guys. Mike's always the one that says, hey, you got to watch what you say. Yep, like this. Right in the screen. Put it right live and direct in the middle. Live and direct in the middle. I need to meet him, though. Rocco, man. Rocco seems like a cool dude. Mike Z, too. But, yeah, a lot of great people going to be at the meet and greet this weekend, guys. So make sure you come. I mean, obviously, we're going to be there, so make sure you come check us out.
In that thing, bruh.
Yeah, Tony will be there. Mike will be there. Wayne will be there. Kev will be there. Zach will be there. I'll be there. Croc will be there. Dylan will be there. NY to the Bay will be there.
Man, we all gonna be there, and if you're not there, you're a buster. Be there or be there. We're not going through all the names. There's too many of us. I'm getting the hell up out of here, man. Let's go. I got work in the morning. Let's be out.
There,
all right, man.
That's right. You guys know the deal already, man. Thank you guys for checking us out. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, check out the website, nothingbutniners.com, all that good stuff. I am 49ers Mike _NF. My man Nick is 49er Faithful 365, and my man Kev is Silverado _Kev. Make sure you give us all follows on the pages and everything. Guys, you already know the deal. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful.
We out of here. Peace. Not a gang.